What if the cost of leadership is everything you love? What happens when desperate hope turns to despair, and that despair reshapes not just lives, but the land itself? I'm Vigil, this is Video Game Lore, and today, we're taking a deep dive into the tragic story of Toshi from Kana, Bridge of Spirit, a leader whose burden, decisions, and regret ripple through the spirit realm. In the world of Kana, Toshi stands out as the once respected leader of a village blessed by the mountain shrine. Under his guidance, the people flourished, living in harmony with the spirits and the land. But balance is fragile. When the mountain's energy began to fade, the village fell into crisis. Droughts struck, crops failed, and a mysterious sickness spread. Toshi, watching his people suffer, felt the immense pressure to act. Toshi relied on his advisors, especially Zajiro, the village spirit guide. Zajiro understood the natural cycle of life, death, and regrowth. But Toshi could not accept waiting while more villagers died. The tension between them grew. Toshi's determination hardened into pride, and his sorrow began to cloud his judgment. When patience and tradition seemed to offer nothing, Toshi became convinced that the answer lay in the mountain shrine itself. He believed if he could harness its power, he could reverse his village's decline. In his desperation, he ignored warnings about the balance between life and death. Instead of trusting nature's cycle, he sought to control it. Toshi's actions culminated in a tragic decision. In a moment of utter despair, he confronted the rock god at the mountain shrine, an ancient being embodying the land's cycle. Toshi, overcome by grief and anger, attacked the rock god with harpoons infused with corrupted spirit energy. He then drove his sword into the rock god, disrupting the very balance that sustained the land. The result was catastrophic. A surge of red, corrupted energy swept across the village, killing Toshi, Zajiro, and many others, and spreading corruption throughout the region. Death did not bring Toshi peace. Instead, his spirit remained twisted by regret, sorrow, and the knowledge of what he had done. Instead of moving on, Toshi became a corrupted spirit at the heart of the mountain shrine, his pain inflicting the land and anyone who drew near. When Kana, the spirit guide, journeys to the mountain, she is repeatedly confronted by Toshi. He is hostile, questioning her intentions and pushing her to confront her own motivation. Toshi's memories are scattered throughout the spirit realm, painful echoes of his final days, arguments with Zajiro, and the crushing weight of his perceived failure as leader. Kana's confrontation with Toshi reaches a breaking point. Toshi, refusing to accept her help, lashes out with a surge of corrupted spirit energy. The force knocks Kana into the spirit realm, a place between life and death, where she encounters lost souls and memories, and even a vision of her younger self. This journey forces Kana to reflect on her own motivations, her grief, and her purpose as a spirit guide. Steeling herself, Kana returns from the spirit realm, now determined to help Toshi move on, no matter the cost. To free Toshi's spirit, Kana must gather 3 important relics, each linked to a part of Toshi's life and his downfall. These relics are hidden in the spirit realm and fiercely protected by powerful spirit guardians. The incense, found at Toshi's house, is a symbol of his hope for guidance and connection to his ancestors. Kana must defeat a spirit guardian to claim it. The village crest on the warrior's path represents Toshi's responsibility and the burdens of leadership. Another guardian awaits here, testing Kana's resolve. The harpoon tip on the hunter's path is a grim reminder of Toshi's final attempt to force salvation with violence. The guardian here is the fiercest of all, embodying the destructive outcome of Toshi's choices. As Kana defeats each guardian, she is shown visions from Toshi's memories, his attempt to seek ancestral wisdom, bitter moments of isolation, and the growing chasm between him and Zajiro. She witnesses Toshi's frustration with Zajiro's advice to accept the natural cycle, and Rusu's practical warnings that went unheeded. These memories reveal just how trapped Toshi was by his sense of duty, pride, and grief. With all 3 relics restored at the mountain shrine, Kana confronts Toshi for the final time. Toshi, desperate and enraged, refuses to let go of the shrine's power. The confrontation escalates. Toshi corrupts the rot, fusing them into a monstrous, nightmarish form, the corrupted rock god. Kana faces her most grueling test, battling this twisted spirit, fighting not just for her own survival, but for the hope of freeing Toshi and the land itself. After an intense fight, she manages to defeat the corrupted rock god, purifying the corruption and weakening Toshi's spirit at last. With his spirit finally freed, Toshi reveals everything that truly happened. the final painful truth. He confesses that he loved his people and could not stand to see them suffer, so he took every burden onto himself. He describes how as the village withered and hope faded, he desperately sought answers, burning incense for the ancestors, but receiving only silence. Toshi recounts his argument with Zajiro, who pleaded with him to accept the natural cycle and lead the survivors to a new home. But Toshi's pride and fear of failure made him reject this wisdom. He admits that in his rage and sorrow, he attacked the rock god, certain that force could restore what was lost. Instead, his violence shattered the balance and released the wave of corruption that killed not only himself, but countless villagers, including those he cared about most. Toshi's spirit confesses that in trying to save his home, he became its doom. He expresses deep regret for not listening to his guides and for letting his pride blind him to the truth, that some things must be let go, that life and death are a part of a larger cycle, and that true leadership sometimes means accepting change, not fighting fate. Zajiro's spirit appears, offering forgiveness and welcoming Toshi to move on. Toshi, filled with remorse but finally understanding, accepts and finds peace at last. The curse is broken, and the mountain shrine and land begin to heal. Toshi's story is a warning and a lesson about the weight of leadership, the dangers of unchecked pride, and the hope that even the most broken souls can find peace. The mountain shrine is quieter now, but its mysteries are far from finished. There are more legends, more spirits, and deeper truths waiting to be discovered. I'm Vigil from Video Game Lore. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive, and I'll see you in the next one.